Yesterday I was lucky enough to visit Shepton Mallet Prison, one of the most haunted buildings in all of Britain. Back in the 17th century, men, women, even children were detained in appalling conditions, many dying of famine, smallpox, or even being hanged. So surely there's no better place to visit if I always wished to encounter a ghost on the landing or an evil spirit lurking in the darkness. But don't worry about me, because I didn't travel alone. I took a few fellow ghost hunters with me. Welcome to Travel Diabolique. Shortly after arriving and ignoring the health and safety briefing, we were shown to our cells. We then wasted no time in hurling ourselves into the darkness of the prison. What's going on then? Is there anything up here?
Old balls. Old balls.
Real smell of old balls back there. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
This room is also clear. There's a Craigie baby up there.
Stop! I fucking told you about calling Craigie baby.
Are we going?
There's rumours, man.
What's going on?
The arrow was here from 1932. 1832.
Don't belittle it.
No, that's just me. I thought it felt like a handle pulled there.
It's just fucking nice. He's like a lawyer or whatever. It's just like.
Oh shit. I mean, I think, to be honest,
Guys,
we're gonna.
you ready? No, I
Can't
see this.
I mean, we spend the first few hours just wandering
Craig.
and find a good place.
Say a prayer or whatever the lawyers do. Don't say a prayer for me now. Save it till the morning after the notice. You don't want to see this shit. You ready? You ready? Run! Are you ready?
Sorry, yeah.
Pure evil here. Look, it's like an 80s kitchen. Look, dishwasher's been removed.
This is fantastic.
And there's modern Tupperware on the left. Look at the modern Tupperware. Sorry.
Well, that wasn't Craig, was it?
I love it.
That's excellent.
I love it. What's going on? This is the old bit down here, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Look at where that passes.
This is a good bit there. I think.
Where that passes from the Craig. Have you seen what I see? The shape here. See this?
Baby Groot.
It's a baby Groot deplasterisation effect. And up here there's like a small
What? What? Country.
well, it's like a small, like, see that there? It's like that bit there.
No, that's like I see it, but
Don't really know.
I am Groot.
It's a bit Grooty, isn't it?
I am Groot. I am Groot.
You see that?
Well, Stanley, what do you make of this?
Hang on a minute. Is that Ryan Mills' dick? That's a Groot.
Yay! That's what I said.
Yeah. All right, man.
No, it's not.
Hey, by the way, who jumped out those people earlier?
You ride legs.
So there you can go under, and that's the old 1600s bit, but there's not very much there. What can you do there?
Go on, Craig. Tell us you're a fucking expert. Go on.
It's that now, look.
You can go through the tiny hole.
The old 1600 bit's buried in the new building. So it's in there.
Who's going up there then?
Hang on.
Please,
Seriously,
someone going down there.
seriously. The worst thing I've seen, the scariest thing I've seen here is a left-handed use of writing. Look at this. Please check the 1600 cell is vacant for entering. Thank you. COVID-19.
Yeah.
Look at the way she uses the A. It's like it's a fucking marker pen.
Who's going down here?
I'm going down.
Of course it's going.
I'm alive.
Look at the little mat there, the doormat.
It's got a nice bum, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's no brother Phillips.
Damn right.
Can you hear us, Non? Non, tap twice if you can hear us.
Are you okay?
Now that's brilliant. Yeah.
Look at that.
What the hell is that? That's brilliant. Yeah.
Hey.
It was a man, and apparently that shop they didn't even know it had been there before.
What the shop hadn't been
No.
known.
So he said that he was going to give me this Luigi board.
Yeah.
Hang on. We shouldn't be messing with this. We shouldn't be meddling with this shit.
No, honestly, look, there's like zombie Luigi's on it. You can speak to your dead buds. The Luigi board.
Yeah.
So this is over 400 years old. So be really careful with it.
400,000 years ago. This is dangerous, guys.
It is dangerous.
You've got to be careful when you're messing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Father Craig. Thank you for that.
Right, are we ready? Are we ready for this?
Yeah. Hold on. Can we, guys, come on. Can we bring it in for a second? Can we call him up before we do this?
You might have to.
Oh,
Kalima.
Pick up the paper and the trash.
I'll tell you what else we need to do. Ready? Dan Marino, 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 Dan Marino.
For God's sake.
Glad you organised this, sons.
Blasphemy.
I mean, I must admit, I never imagined there'd be.
So I don't know how this works.
Right, just go.
You don't know how it works.
Well, no,
Have we got this far?
Hey,
I only bought the box.
look, where are we? We're sort of spiritual. We have a vicar.
The dossier did talk to us about how to open up to the spirit world.
Yeah.
Let's pop this away.
One of us doesn't have an open heart.
What are we doing? Packing it away? Well, we're not there yet, Steve. I think we need to look around more. This is the book. This is the little thing that goes in. Unless anyone wants to go on it, I just didn't feel it. If I'm honest. If anything, I felt I was pushing it round rather than the spirits guiding me.
But non, this is 10,000 years old. You had to.
I'll tell you what though, I am feeling something.
Hang on there.
Oh no, it was alright. Honestly, I thought it was that. Forget it.
After failing to communicate with Dan Marino, who isn't even dead, we decided to return to the dining area to get some advice from a real expert. The chance of something happening if I was filming.
Necessary. It depends on the spirits feel, but not
Are you going to sit down?
necessarily, no.
Sit down.
I can reach it from here. That's all.
But you need to sit down.
Little person.
God, you should say it.
I'm new.
Take part of it.
Doing it.
Why not?
I'd have a watch.
He's a cynic.
Oh, you said
Oh yeah, you're
He's not a cynic.
You're one of them, aren't you, Luke?
Definitely not a cynic.
You're a watcher. So you warm it up
So
first, do you?
you could, well, I always recommend you warm up your hands first as well, so it builds a little bit of energy. Okay. Yep.
Who's pranking who you?
Right.
And then to start off with, you move it, and we're going to move it round in
So
circles.
we don't know who we're talking to first. This isn't like Gavin.
No. If you do that, you run the risk of either nobody answering, because if you ask for Gavin and there's no Gavin here, he won't answer you.
Gotcha, right.
Or someone pretending to be Gavin.
Or one of this lot, or a ghost.
No.
A
Another spirit, might pop on and go, well, do you know, I'll muck around and be Gavin.
Right, okay,
So-
fair enough. So you keep your questions quite open at the beginning and
Yeah.
just...
You might find as well, so a lot of spirits here can't actually read or write. So in which case you're using your yes and no's.
I suppose, yeah, because you're talking to someone.
1800s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So, you put your finger on Luigi,
Anywhere on him?
anywhere on him, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to move him round in circles. And then we just say, right, okay, spirits, if you're here, we'd very much like to talk to you. We've got a board out, the best board in the world.
Of course.
And we're going to show it to you. Okay, so over here, you've got to show them. You've got the yes. On the other side here, we've got no. Then on the top row, we've got A, all the way through to N. And on the bottom row, we've got O, all the way through to Z. Underneath that, we've got the numbers 0 through to 9. And if you want to say goodbye, you come down here to where it says game over.
Okay.
So then you move them into the middle, and this is where you need to really back off the pressure from your finger. So you're literally like,
Oh, just like literally.
as in like, yeah, I could do that and it won't affect him.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And then you say, right, okay, if any spirits are there, could you come and move Luigi here over to this ghost, the one that says yes.
Oh, well done. We just want to watch you.
And well then, spirits, if there's anybody there, I know it's a bit noisy.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid, not at all. These guys are great. So, just come and see if you can move this. You're used to the similar thing. You're used to a Ouija board. This one just looks a little bit different. Anybody wants to come and talk to us? Come on, it's a lot quieter now. You can come and say hello.
What's the chance of happening visits?
Ask for Roger.
You can't ask for a spirit in particular. Come on, spirits, come and say hi. See if you can get him. Move him any way you want.
It's a nice.
Come on, we got some good energy here.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Priest going out and it goes Ghostbusters doing it.
Or if you don't want to talk to us and you just want us to go away, why don't you take Luigi down to the bottom here?
Involved with this, in the spirit,
That went welcome. I was in prison with Luigi. Priest. Scooby-Doo. Shaggy. Yeah. Watching them play Luigi board.
Oh, they're not
See, no, they're not.
concentrating in that.
So
They're
it's
not
not-
going to move.
it's not
What do
necessarily
you call this? The
moving.
planchette.
Planchette.
So they're not. They're using us to move it, right? Rather
Yeah,
than they
so-
can't physically move it.
If we all took our hands off, they wouldn't move it.
No. So
No,
how?
they use our
How
energy.
do you know how much pressure to apply, and at what point are you? How do you distinguish between you moving it and somebody or something trying to? It's really
Well,
difficult,
this
right?
is this is the thing. This is where some people do move it without knowing that they're
Yeah,
moving
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but maybe other people can see it. So if I'm kind of there and I accidentally, if I'm moving my finger around and I do that and it catches, it moved, but you can see that my finger's caught it. Some people do it that way round because your
Yeah.
fingernail is not going to catch and move it.
But then there's no way I suppose it depends on the shape and the texture and the material. There's no way you're going to move it, even if you wanted to move it. I suppose you
Exactly
could.
like that. I can't push that across the board. So that's another way of doing it.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you're like.
You do have to be careful because sometimes if you breathe in, because I remember watching someone do it and they had a coin and the coin kept moving and I thought okay, but it was by himself and I was like, well, you're never quite sure. And then when I tested it afterwards, it was when he was breathing.
Ah, okay.
When he breathed in, it moved the coin, but he wouldn't have known that he was moving it because it was a subconscious thing happening because he was breathing.
Oh,
So
easy,
does
isn't
it make any difference about whether the light's on or it's dark or the time of day or evening?
Not at all. No.
Whether there's an Italian plumber? Is there anything that could make the scenario more beneficial for it to move?
Not really not particularly. It'll either go or it won't. If there's no one here, there's no one
What
here.
about how quiet, how many people are in the room and how quiet it is?
It can be a bit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it can be a little bit if it's really. Mind you, they like energy as well. So if you're all having a laugh and stuff, so you know everybody's here is having a laugh, then it might make it more. But sometimes it can be a bit off-putting for them. They don't, like I said, I don't know as anyone's ever tried Ouija board in here, but.
This isn't a Ouija board. Is it?
Well, this is a Luigi board. This is one of a kind.
So is this format exactly the same then? Is there a proper...
Well, I don't think it matters what you're saying. It doesn't really matter what's on the board. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. It's just a mechanism for them to communicate.
We've often at Christmas, taken our shirts off for karaoke. Do you think this might help the scenario, removing the
What, to
guys
take your
here?
shirts off?
Like, if I were to remove the shirt, that would help.
I can't say that removing your shirt is going to influence the board one way or the other.
But you don't know for
That's what
Don't
you
know
haven't,
for
you haven't
sure.
seen him
I've
shirtless,
never
to be
tried
fair.
it myself, and I've never worked with people who have tried it, so I can't personally attest to whether taking your shirt off helps or not.
I think if you saw Shaggy shirtless, I think you'd probably have.
No one never saw it in the cartoon, did they?
With Jenny lifting our spirits, the five of us headed back out to investigate further. This was the last footage captured. We suddenly realised a member of our party was missing. This was meant to be a fun adventure of discovery, but it turned out to be our worst nightmares. First, Nutso vanished, last seen setting a trap outside the spine-chilling execution room. Father Craig Cocklestrap was next. While investigating ominous cries for help, he was consumed by the pitch black. As our equipment started to fail, Non's agonised screams pierced my heart as I heard his voice vanish into the distance. And as Jasper Slender Van Kirk fled for his life, his frantic scramble was suddenly silenced. The quiet that followed was insufferable. When morning broke, my friends were not to be found. All that remained was Slender's Velma Dinkley Pez dispenser lying on the floor. Well, I hope this video wasn't too unnerving, and please subscribe to the channel if you dare. In the meantime, fear not the dark itself, but what may lurk within.